Hey, we're on for 88.7 KWDM The Point. I'm Ian Nelson alongside Nash and Maggie Spellman. We have another great show. It's Tiger News. We're on for episode 4. We got a great lineup of a bunch of breaking and some older news. We'll get all of that going in the next couple minutes, but first, it's Nash Row. What do you got so far?
Okay, so I don't want to, this is going to be a weird article to read, but I'm just going to say it the way that AP wrote it. So apparently, sex is a big market for the AI industry, and ChatGPT will not be the first one to try to profit off it. So the CEO says that ChatGPT will be able to have, and I need to preface this, we're not making this up, and I'm quoting everything here. ChatGPT will be able to have kinkier conversations after OpenAI CEO Sam Altman announced that the artificial intelligence company will soon allow its chatbot to engage in, quote, erotic conversations for verified adults. OpenAI is not going to be the first company to try to profit off of this. It was one of the top draws for AI tools to be added as soon as the boom of AI-generated imagery and words erupted in 2022. So the companies that were early to embrace mature AI also encountered legal and societal minefields for harmful abuse. A lot of them have to do with deepfakes. And, quote, in the same way that society differentiates itself other appropriate boundaries like R-rated movies, for example, we want to do the same thing here. Altman wrote on a social media platform posted on X, whose owner, Elon Musk, has also introduced animated AI characters that flirt with paid subscribers. Oh, my God. For now, unlike Musk's Grok chatbot, paid subscriptions to ChatGPT are mostly pitched for professional use, but letting the chatbot become a friend or a romantic partner, which is going to end terribly, could be another way for the world's most valuable startup, which is losing more money than it makes. It turns profit that could just justify its $500 billion valuation. There are already about 29 million active users of AI chatbots designed specifically for romantic or sexual bonding, and that's not counting the people who use those conventional chatbots in a way. And it also doesn't include users of Character AI, who is currently fighting a lawsuit for a chatbot modeled after Game of Thrones character, and somebody formed a sexual abusive relationship with a 14-year-old boy who pushed him to kill himself. OpenAI is facing a lawsuit from this family of a 16-year-old ChatGPT user who died by suicide in April. Humans who fall in love with human-like machines have been long-standing, and it's a popular science fiction concept from an ancient Greek legend of... Oh, that's what that word means. Okay, never mind. Obsessed with a woman who sculpted in ivory and metal. So...
Are there any reports on how they're going to do the age verification? Because, like a lot of things, it's very easy to, lie about your age, right?
It says right here, so they're going to... We've seen a lot of interest in mature content, and the mature themes actually made it so that the models are more capable of human anatomy and resulted in better models, somebody said. It looks like... Oh, God. Okay, so I think they're taking after what another company did, which is, I don't know what it's called. Has anybody heard of Civit AI or Civitai? But they announced that they were going to implement new measures to detect and remove sexual images depicting children. But confronting increasing pressure, including the credit card processors and a new legal lawsuit against non-consensual images signed by President Donald Trump, they earlier blocked users from creating deepfake images of real people. It says that they're strictly for... Although the company, the Baltimore-based Nomi AI, the companion chatbots are strictly for users over 18 and were never marketed to kids, though they're not designed for sexual relationships. It's not that hard to have a platonic relationship with a chatbot, especially when it's fake. So, parents, please for the love of God, watch what happens there, because there's too many people, and we're not biased here, but please, like, I'm going to be honest, I don't like the way that sounds. I don't like that whole concept of, because that is asking, honestly, for death. That is asking for suicide. That's asking for trafficking, because people are creepy.
That's true, Nash. That's very true.
Like, with all the problems in the world.
Yeah, like, I agree. I think it's something that everybody needs to be cautious about. And, yeah. Moving on, Maggie.
Okay. So we are now on day 17 of the government shutdown, to be approximate 16 days, 13 hours, 26 minutes, and right now 6 or 7 seconds of the government shutdown. And after senators failed for the 10th time to resolve the impasse in votes on Thursday, they failed. The shutdown is now the third longest funding lapse in modern history, eclipsed only by the shutdowns of 1995 and 2018 to 19. And shutdowns are a recent phenomenon, having only begun in their current form in 1980. And Senate Majority Leader John Thune sent the upper chamber house home for the weekend after Thursday's votes, meaning the funding lapse will continue until at least Monday. The House has been out of session since September 19th with no plans to return until the shutdown is over.
What does that mean for all of, like, our public stuff? Just still?
Absolute necessities will continue to run, but we'll see other workers are not going to be receiving paychecks.
Well, and also, I can't remember if it was, like, during the shutdown or prior, but wasn't it, like, half of the U.S. Department of Education was, like, laid off? Yeah, let go.
Yeah, there's been a lot of layoffs. I'm sure there's more about that somewhere, but as this government shutdown happens, there's been a lot of layoffs and a lot of different things. With that, the No Kings protests return as Trump ramps up authoritarian practices, organizers say. Big crowds of protesters are expected Saturday in thousands of places around the U.S. in opposition to what some are characterizing as increasingly authoritarian practices by President Donald Trump. It's the second No Kings protest and third mass movement against the administration this year, and it comes amid an intensifying conflict between federal law enforcement and protesters nationwide. Some conservative politicians have condemned the protests as hate America rallies, while others say that it represents a patriotic fight for First Amendment rights. I don't know if you guys have heard about Portland. There's lots of protests there. Have you guys seen the frog?
No, I have not.
The Freedom Frog? You guys, it's basically all these people. There's been a couple different things going on in Portland, but one of them, they had a naked bike ride. Just naked bike ride. It's a form of protest, apparently. And also a bunch of, like, blow-up people in, like, inflatable costumes, like the dinosaur. They have a bunch of those, and people are protesting in those. And it's become a whole thing. They call it the Freedom Frog. Look it up.
Yeah, and there's a lot more. I've seen, looking now, I've seen a cow, a cat, a frog. Yeah, and a lot of them are now wearing gas masks because they're getting pepper sprayed, according to the Oregon Tribune.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this isn't necessarily news, but there's apparently some report that came out, and I don't know if it's true, but the CEO of Delta Airlines makes the salary of a flight attendant in a year within half a day.
What?
Yeah.
And
Wow.
for reference, how much does do you know roughly how much does a Delta airline flight attendant make in a year?
I'm looking it up. Flight attendant make per year. Approximately 46,000 to 60,000, and for some flight attendants, depending on the positions, over $100,000 a year. That would be a hard job, I feel like. And
It definitely would be.
For only $50K? That's
yeah. And the CEO makes that in what, a day? I mean, that's just crazy.
Moving on across the pond, breaking news. For those that are up to date with all things British royalty, Prince Andrew gives up his royal titles, including Duke of York, after discussion with the King. The discussion was about his relations with well-known, infamous person in the news, Jeffrey Epstein, and his connection with Prince Andrew on the Epstein files. Those of which, who knows if they will or are able to come out now in the U.S., but his speculation, Prince Andrew's, with that has left him to not be the Duke of York anymore. According to the BBC News, his ex-wife will no longer be the Duchess of York, but their daughters will still be the princesses. They'll be considered the princesses of York and the English royalty. So nothing bad, like, despite their father's poor judgments or alleged poor judgments. But yeah, any other news?
Yes. Who was that guy that was listening to us who gave us that awesome song request?
Cody.
Okay, so if you are listening out there like Cody, there was an article made by KCCI. If anybody is questioning what 6-7 actually means, there's an article that we can describe. But call us. That's the only time we're going to call you. We're only going to talk to you unless you call us. So if you're really wondering what that
and you can call us at 515-267-8870. 515-267-8870.
Who knows? Maybe we'll tell you. Maybe we won't.
We didn't stop.
So I don't know who John Bolton is.
Troy Bolton?
No, John. But he pleads not guilty in some case accusing
gosh.
him of storing and sharing classified information.
Oh.
It says he was a former Trump advisor. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's attorney and former national security advisor of the United States.
Oh, is he?
He's an attorney, diplomat, Republican consultant, and political commentator. Served as the 25th United States ambassador to the UN from 2005 to 2006.
Also, this isn't recent, but it is recent. For anybody who's kept up in the news lately, again, just to be very clear, this information is coming from AP. We are not a politically one-sided station at all. But there was a video that Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem made blaming Democrats for the federal government shutdown. And our airport here in Des Moines, because that's the only place you're listening to, said they will not be showing that video alongside New York Airport, Atlanta, Chicago, Vegas, Charlotte, Phoenix, Seattle, and more. So
Was that just going to be shown on, like,
it was basically saying
TVs?
TSA is aimed to keep you safe. Please give us patience because Democrats have kept this government shutdown going. And, so people are working out without pay. That's kind of, I'm pretty sure, what.
It's true.
Oh, yeah, so, quote, however, Democrats in Congress refuse to fund the federal government. Because of this, many of our operations are impacted, and many of our TSA employees are working without pay. And I also saw the Saturday Night Live skit. I don't think I've ever laughed so hard because Tina Fey and
SNL has been cranking out some good ones, but they've had a lot of content to work with. So, yeah, that kind of makes sense.
the world pretty much writes their show every single
It
week.
really does. They don't even need
Not much thought goes into it.
Fun little thing today in history, October 17th in 1989, Loma Prieta earthquake strikes California. In 1777 on the state, Burgoyne surrenders at Saratoga. That was during the American Civil War. American Revolutionary War, pardon me, for those up in knowledge about the U.S. history. In 1931, Al Capone, the Chicago gangster, was convicted on all of his charges.
Vaccination.
Yep, and in 1967, China's last emperor died.
So I think another thing that just came out, you know the guy that set the Palisade, that was the cause of the Palisades fire earlier this year? Yesterday he was convicted, or he was I don't know. He was charged, and he got he did, I think it was a guilty plea deal, but he was charged. He went to court for, I think, arson. I think, was it arson?
We have 10 minutes left of class.
Everybody can hear you.
I'm so glad you guys can hear me because we actually are going to be wrapping up our show. Class is almost over, so
We have 10 minutes.
thank you so much for listening to today's Tiger News episode with Ian Nelson, Nash Rowe, and me, Maggie Spellman. We thank you guys for tuning in, and make sure to tune in next Thursday at around 1 p.m. That's our next show, Roarin' Birthday Beats, where we highlight the birthdays of that day and talk about what they've done. Also, make sure to follow our Instagram at KWDM887FM. That's where we're going to be most active. And call us. Let us know if you have any song requests. We know our loyal listener, Cody, likes to call in. So 515-267-8870. Again, that's 515-267-8870. So we're going to get back into some music here for you guys today.
88.7 KWDM The Point.
I'm rocking the suburbs.
Rockin' Des Moines suburb